Good morning students. I am Rajshri Jain and this is online class for maths of class 7th. In your earlier classes you have studied chapter 1 that is integers. So today we will start with chapter number 2 that is fractions and decimals. In this chapter first we will take fractions. So we know counting numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. They go up to infinite. Generally we start from counting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are called natural numbers. And capital N is used to denote natural numbers. Then whole numbers. If I include 0 in natural numbers, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up so on, then these all numbers are called whole numbers. That means 0 together with natural numbers is called whole numbers, and W is used to denote whole numbers. Third is integers. We use generally I or Z to represent integers. If with whole numbers I also take negative numbers, -3, -2, -1, then whole numbers 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Then these numbers together are called integers, means negative numbers 0 and positive numbers are together called integers. Now come back to whole numbers. We all know how to divide whole numbers. Say I am taking two numbers 4 and 2. The both are whole numbers. So if I divide 4 by 2, I will get the answer 2. 2 is also a whole number. But if I take commutative property for division of whole numbers, then I have to change the orders of these two numbers. That is, here in this division it is 4 upon 2. In the other order I have to write it as 2 upon 4. 2 in the place of 4 and 4 in the place of 2. Then it becomes 2 upon 4. If the value of 4 upon 2 and 2 upon 4 is equal, then whole numbers, then division of whole numbers is true for commutative property, or commutative property is true for division of whole numbers. But 4 upon 2 is 2, 2 upon 4 is what? If I divide 2 by 4, then I will not get a whole number in its quotient because the dividend is smaller than the divisor. So we cannot perform the division further and cannot get any whole number in the quotient. So they both are not equal. But how can we say, what can we say about 2 upon 4? So if I take P is equals to 2 here and Q is equals to 4 here, then 2 upon 4 is equals to P upon Q. So the numbers which can be written or which are written in the form of P upon Q are called fractions. New numbers are introducing here, that is called fractions. So what is the definition of fraction? The numbers which are written or which can be written in the form of P upon Q, where Q is not equals to 0 and P and Q are whole numbers. Are called fractions. Means two conditions are also here. In P upon Q, the divisor must not be equals to 0 and P and Q both must be whole numbers. For example, 2 upon 7, 1 upon 5, 19 upon 4, 3 upon 10, 9 upon 11, etc. In all these examples, you can see they all are in the form of P upon Q, and all the dividends 2, 1, 19, 3, 9 and divisors 7, 5, 4, 10, 11 are all whole numbers. No divisor in these fractions is 0. Okay, so these all are fractions. Now there are some features for fractions. First is, in a fraction, P upon Q, the dividend which is written on the upper side of this line is called numerator, and the divisor which is written below this line is called the denominator. So now, from now, these dividend and divisors will be called numerator and denominator in the fraction, and in the short we write them as n and d. The second feature is, in a fraction, numerator and denominator are whole numbers, and hence they can't be negative. As you can see, in all these examples, numerator and denominator all are whole numbers, and whole numbers are only positive. Hence, fractions are also positive. They cannot be negative. Third is, in the fraction, the denominator, that is q. In the fraction p upon q, the denominator, that is q, can never be 0, because p upon 0. If I put 0 in the place of q, then the value will be indefinite. If there is, for example, 7 upon 0, here in the denominator we have written 0. Answer will be indefinite. It will be infinite. 0, 0, 0, 0 will go on infinite, up to infinite. Hence, 0 cannot be in the denominator. Fourth is, each whole number can be written as a fraction. For example, 5. 5 is a whole number. I can write it as 5 upon 1, and this is the form of a fraction. Hence, the whole number 5 can be written in the form of a fraction. Again, if I take 191, I can write it as 191 upon 1. It is also a fraction. If I take 0, 0 is also a whole number, and it can also be written as 0 upon 1, and it is also a fraction. So you can see each whole number, whether it is 5 or 191 or 0, they all can be written in the form of fraction by putting 1 in their denominators. The fifth one is, a fraction can be a whole number or can be not. I will explain this sentence by some examples. Let I write a fraction 2 upon 1. It is a fraction, p upon q form. 2 and 1 both are whole numbers, and denominator is not equals to 0, hence it is a fraction. Value of this fraction is 2, and it is a whole number. Fraction is written in the form of a whole number. Other is 10 upon 5. Answer is 2. It is a fraction, but it can be written in the form of a whole number. 1 upon 5. It is a fraction, but it cannot be written in the form of a whole number, because 1 cannot be divided by 5, and we cannot get any whole number in its quotient. So, in A and B examples, fraction is written in the form of a whole number, but in the example C, 1 upon 5 is a fraction, but it cannot be written in the form of a whole number. So, a fraction can be a whole number or cannot be. Now, the next is types of fractions. Now, there are various types of fractions on the basis of numerator and denominator of the fraction. First is proper fraction. In the proper fraction, the numerator is less than the denominator. Means those fractions in which numerator is always less than the denominator are called proper fraction. For example, 2 upon 7. Here 2 is the numerator, 7 is the denominator, and 2 is less than 7. Hence it is a proper fraction. Again, 3 upon 8. 3 is numerator, 8 is denominator, and 3 is less than 8 means numerator is less than the denominator, hence it is also a proper fraction. The value of a proper fraction is always less than 1 as numerator is less than the denominator. Numerator is always less than the denominator means dividend is always less than the divisor. We cannot divide it, we cannot get a whole number in its quotient, hence the value is always less than 1. Second type of fractions is improper fraction. Improper fractions are just opposite of proper fractions. In this, the numerator is greater than or equal to the denominator. For example, 3 upon 2. Here 3 is the numerator, 2 is the denominator, but numerator is greater than the denominator as 3 is greater than 2. Hence it is an improper fraction. 41 upon 5. 41 is numerator, 5 is denominator, and numerator, that is 41, is greater than 5, that is denominator. Hence it is also an improper fraction. 10 upon 10. Here numerator and denominator both are equal. Hence it is also an improper fraction. So the value of an improper fraction is always greater than equals to 1. When the numerator is greater than the denominator, then improper fraction is greater than 1. When numerator is equals to the denominator, when improper fractions is equals to 1, its value will be 1. Here numerator is less than denominator. The third type of fractions is equivalent fractions. As the name implies, in equivalent fractions, two fractions are like that, they seems to be equal. How can we get these equivalent fractions? If we multiply or divide the numerator and denominator of a fraction by a same number, then the fraction so obtained is called equivalent fraction of the given fraction. What does it mean? It means if we multiply a given fraction with a same number, for example 2 upon 5. If I am multiplying numerator and denominator both with 2, then I will get 4 upon 10. Then 2 upon 5 and 4 upon 10 both are equivalent fractions. Here 2 upon 5 and 4 upon 10 are equivalent fractions. This is the case of multiplication, means you can multiply any other number, but the same number should be multiplied with numerator and denominator. Here I am multiplying 2, you can multiply 3, 4, 5, etc. and get more equivalent fractions. Now 40 upon 8. Here we can get its equivalent fractions by division or by multiplying the same number to the numerator and denominator. 40 upon 4, 8 upon 4. I am dividing numerator and denominator with the same number 4. 40 upon 4 is 10, 8 upon 4 is 2. So 10 upon 2 is the equivalent fraction of 40 upon 8. Again, I am dividing both with 8. 8 5s are 40, 8 1s are 8. So 5 upon 1 and 40 upon 8 are also equivalent fractions. So here 40 upon 8, 10 upon 2, 5 upon 1 all are equivalent fractions of each other. So these are equivalent fractions. Now exercise 2.1, question number 1, A part. It is 7 upon 9. You have to write 4 equivalent fractions. So to write its 4 equivalent fractions, I have to multiply the same number with numerator and denominator. First of all, I am multiplying with 2. 7 2s are 14, 9 2s are 18. Again, I am multiplying with 3. 9 3s are 27. Again, I am multiplying with 4. 7 4s are 28, 9 4s are 36. And to get the fourth equivalent fraction, 7 into 5 upon 9 into 5. 7 5s are 35, 9 5s are 45. So these all are 14 upon 18, 21 upon 27, 28 upon 36 and 35 upon 45 are 4 equivalent fractions of 7 upon 9. So you can find equivalent fractions by multiplying same number with the numerator or denominator of the given fraction. So this was all for your classwork, today's classwork, and your homework is write 4 equivalent fractions of 5 upon 3 and 4 upon 7. B and C part of question number 1 you have to do in today's homework exercise 2.1. Thank you.